Baseball is the only field of endeavor where a man can succeed 3 times out of 10 and still be considered a good performer. Many baseball fanatics already know who spoke these famous words, but for the average person, these words were spoken by one of baseball's best hitters, Ted Williams. The world-famous baseball stadium, Fenway Park, is home to some of baseball's greatest players and is arguably one of the most famous sports stadiums in the world. As far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to visit Fenway Park and view a live Boston Red Sox baseball game. One day this dream came true as I got to witness Fenway Park in person, and of course it was better than expected. You may hate baseball, you can be a Yankees fan, which I feel sorry for you, but Fenway Park is one of the greatest landmarks of all time, and at one point in your life you'll probably see a World Series baseball game taking place in Fenway Park. That's why I'm here to tell you about all the key elements of Fenway Park and some of the spectacular sporting moments that have happened there. First off, Fenway Park is an incredible sight to see. According to Fenway Park National Register of Historic Places, a section of the website for National Park Service's last update in 2014, it all started in 1911 when a world-famous architect named James E. McLaughlin designed the historic Fenway Park. The baseball stadium was constructed in the heart of Boston, Massachusetts, where it quickly became home to the world-famous Boston Red Sox. Due to the stadium being built in the middle of the city, where there wasn't much land, they had to make many special improvements in order to make sure it fit. In the image section of the website for Earth observation, last updated in 2014, claims Fenway Park is well known for the Green Monster, the left field wall, which rises 37 feet and is topped by a 23-foot screen, a formidable foe to any home run slugger. No other stadium has a wall of this caliber, and you might think it seems a little ridiculous, but they had to build this to compensate for the relatively short distance from home plate to left field. The reason it was given the nickname of the Green Monster is due to all the balls it keeps from going over the fence as they bounce off the wall and into the park. Fenway Park's center field fence also has a triangular shape as they had to come up with a way to fit 2 full-size bullpens out in right field with the limited amount of space they had. Another cool feature you probably don't know is that both stadium's foul poles are named after former players. The left field foul pole is named Fisk Pole after former catcher Carlton Fisk hit a game-winning home run in Game 6 of the 1975 World Series. Accordingly, the right field pole is named Pesky Pole after Johnny Pesky. Pesky, throughout his career, struggled to hit home runs, and due to Fenway Park having the shortest right field of any ballpark, he managed to hit a few over the fence. In my opinion, one of the coolest features of Fenway Park is the single red chair that's out in the right field stands of Fenway Park. This solo red seat marks the spot where the legendary home run ball of Ted Williams hit, which was the longest home run in the history of Fenway Park. Secondly, here's the red seat amongst all the green chairs. Secondly, some of the greatest sporting moments in the history of baseball happened at Fenway Park by yours truly, the Boston Red Sox. If you didn't know by now, the team that's called Fenway Park home for the last 100 years is the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox have been no strangers to success or big moments since the opening of the stadium in 1912. The first baseball season played in Fenway Park, the Red Sox won a franchise record 105 games and went on to win the World Series against one of their rivals, the New York Giants. Not soon after, the Red Sox made one of the worst decisions in the history of baseball on May 26, 1919. The Red Sox traded away the soon-to-be greatest baseball player of all time, Babe Ruth, to their arch-rivals, the New York Yankees. From that day on, the Red Sox went on an epic 86-year drought, also known as the Curse of the Great Bambino, while the Yankees won 4 World Series titles in 9 years, and Babe Ruth was the key component to their success. In 1960, one of the greatest Boston Red Sox, Ted Williams, homered in his final at-bat at Fenway Park, capping off a legendary career. Some of his career accolades included an astounding 521 home runs, 2 MVPs, 6 batting titles, and 2 Triple Crowns. His jersey number 9 is one of 7 Red Sox jerseys to hang on the right field fence of Fenway Park. In 1986, Roger Clemens struck out 20 of the 27 batters he faced, claiming an all-time Major League record for the most number of strikeouts in a single game. Of course, the greatest Red Sox moments take place when the hated Yankees come into town, as there's always bound to be at least one bench-clearing brawl every series. In this instance, very popular pitcher Pedro Martinez decided to bulldoze over Yankees bench coach Don Zimmerman in the middle of an altercation during Game 3 of the 2003 ALCS. This and many other events symbolize the 100 years of hatred the Boston Red Sox and Yankees have had for each other. Easily the greatest moment in Fenway Park history happened in 2002 in the ALCS series against, once again, the New York Yankees. The Red Sox were down 3-0 in a 7-game series against the Yankees, and it was Game 4 and the Boston was in dire need of a win. According to the 5 memorable games during Francona's tenure section of the website for the Boston Globe, last update in 2013, Robert's successful steal sets up the tying run, and the Sox stave off elimination when David Ortiz hits a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 12th inning at 1:22 a.m. This gave the Red Sox much-needed momentum as they later went on to win 3 games in a row to move on to the World Series. They ended up winning the World Series that year against the St. Louis Cardinals, and this is a very historical day as the Red Sox had finally broken the curse of the great Bambino after 86 years. By now you should understand the key elements that make Fenway Park unique and some of the spectacular sporting moments that have taken place there. In the summary section of the 5 fun ways to experience Fenway Park, last update in 2014, Fenway Park is the oldest Major League Baseball stadium still in use and is the reason why people travel from far and wide to visit Boston. Fenway Park isn't just a stadium, it represents 100 years of history and historical significance from people all around the world. Fenway Park is a single red seat that marks the spot of the legendary home run while also being home to the curse of the Bambino for 86 years. Even though most of you will never have the chance to visit Fenway Park, it's still important to recognize and understand the history of such a monumental place. Hey, you never know, maybe you'll blast a 500-foot home run and get your very own red seat located in the grandstands of Fenway Park.